you will have some operational spending, operational expenses, and some one is capital expenses. Capital expenses means the money that you spend only for one time, or not frequently, you spending that every year or every month. So that will be capital expenses. So you will not include capital expenses into your annual budget or monthly budget. Okay? But you will capitalize them into balance sheet, maybe into a fixed asset. Okay? You will need to buy some equipment. Equipment will not be spent every year. Okay? So equipment will be classified as a fixed asset, and then depreciated by maybe 5 years. Okay? So you need to be careful on dealing with that. Okay? It's the most basic concept of accounting. And then you just figure out how you can spend on normally on overhead. Say if you have rental, you have rental. Then you have salary. You have some printing costs. The printing may not be constant in every month, right? So you may not just include, okay, printing expenses every month is $5,000. Why $5,000? Why not less? Okay. So you need to really think about every category of the expenses, why you need to do that, and every piece of information inside the financial spreadsheet may be purely or criticized by the judges. Remember that. Be prepared that every figures you write on the financial plan will be challenged by the judge, because some of them are very numeric or figures sensitive. They will criticize on figures. They like to do that. They are bankers. They are accountants. So just prepare for that. Don't just write something that you don't understand. So people, it will reduce your scores. And the fundraising activities. Now, this is quite interesting because normally in a traditional business plan template, they don't have a fundraising activity session on the financial plan. But you may also include that because you are a social enterprise that you want to get funding. Funding may be get from some commercial funding, from some angel funding, private equity, even small venture capitalists. But you may also try to knock the door on some charity foundations, because if you have some elements of charitable, then you can also add them into your financial plan. That is quite interesting that social enterprise can do that. So you can include that portion as your financial plan. But the last is you need to figure out how your revenue and expenses be matching in your one table of revenue and expenses. This is a financial statement or income statement appearing on a normally profit loss account. How the revenue can be generated? Last time I talked about this. Say your activity ratio, your quantity multiplied by the price. So whatever service or product you are, you should have some price. Okay, how you sell, how much money you sell for each piece, and how many of them will you expect to be sold. With this activity, then you summarize them different type of category. By the time, okay, you will not have the same activity every month. Okay, first month is $100. Maybe next month is better. But why better? Okay. Why next month or next quarter is better than first quarter? Yeah, you don't know. Okay, so you need to prove why. Because you do some marketing effort, so that people understand your business, so they will consume your product or services, right? So you will have a relevancy of the expenses related to the revenue, okay? And always marketing expenses will become first. You spend money on marketing or promotion or events, then you generate awareness, the publicity, and then you will have more people to buy your food or buy your products, okay? So marketing expenses come first, logically, and then you have more revenue. So how much money of marketing will bring into the revenue? You know that? It's a marketing matrix, not matrix, marketing metrics, the METRIC. It's a kind of relationship between marketing expenses and revenue. It's a quite difficult formula to do that, but actually you don't need to be very understand, or you need to estimate, okay, if you spend this type of publicity, how can you expect the revenue come up, okay? So everything is activity, and then you have output. The output will generate impact, okay? Remember that it's very logical. So input first, and then we have output. And then quantify all of them into expenses and balances, and you will come up with financial plan. And the rest of it is a kind of more an optional level. Okay, mostly you can stop in the financial plan. But if you want to go it further, okay, you can have more elaboration on how you conduct your action plan, how your activities, the logical model here, can generate different type of goals. Okay, so you have a lot of activities here for ABC, and then every activity will generate outputs. The outputs will become short-term outcomes or long-term outcomes, and those outcomes will achieve an objective and also become the ultimate goals of the company. This is a very logical framework that you can reference on, but you don't need to put it down on the written plan. Help you to think about this. And also the risks and opportunities, try to identify if you have any risk that of getting your venture to fail due to maybe economic risk, political risk, market risk. Okay. Risks are more on the external side, remember that. When you are dealing with a SWOT analysis, okay, strength and weaknesses is internal because it's your company, you can manage that by your own internal resources. But opportunity and threats, they are external or environmental impact. Okay, sometimes you cannot control that, but if you can identify the environmental risk, then you can let judges become more, understand you are quite familiar with the market because you understand the risk too. Because most judges will think, okay, you cannot be a risk free. Okay, what's the risk? Then you need to think about this earlier, okay, before someone asks you. And implementation plan is more on an advanced level. It's more on just a to-do or task list. So if you want to open a shop, you may need to apply a license. You may need to find a place, and then you need to hire some person, do some recruitment, and then you will need to open a bank account, incorporation of the company, and then you will need to buy some equipment. Okay, a lot of steps to do. Okay, so steps, describe the steps with the timeline. Okay, don't just describe the step, but what this step A, will occupy you how many months, how many weeks. Okay, so spell it out into this kind of a Gantt chart. Then it will be very on a diagram base to be enough. Okay, you don't need to use a lot of paragraphs to do that, but use a diagram like this Gantt chart. Okay, you can draw it on your own Excel. Okay, then the last thing is how much money you want. Okay, although we are a business plan combination, investor or judge may not give you the real money, but be prepared that maybe some of them are rich enough that they will give you money to execute the plan. Okay? Because you will be knowing that I'm organizing a matching fund program. At least I have $100,000 to be given to the successful ventures. That if you really want to do that, if you put up $50,000, our investor will also put up $50,000 for you. So it's a matching fund. So what you want is you can also request the funding during the competition. Okay, maybe someone can have a look of them. So be prepared. Is the funding request? Is the funding proposal? Be precise and concise. That how much money you want and how the money can be spent into different category of expenses. Don't just make it up as, oh, I need 1 million. For what? Okay, 1 million for what? If you can tell people you spend 1 million, 100,000 for this, 200,000 for this, 500,000 for this. Okay, categorize. Okay, don't just, oh, I need this money, and without thinking, oh, no one will give you money because it looks like a cheating exercise. Okay, so we finished my session. Okay.